That's right, we're talking about the humble, overlooked, tossed under the car seat 2021 D Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny. You might think it's worth, what, 1 cent? Maybe 2 if you're lucky and someone owes you change from a gum purchase. Wrong. One of these little copper beauties is sitting on the market with a jaw-dropping value of $1.1 million. That's right. $1.1 million. For a penny that was minted not in ancient history, but in 2021. Not if that doesn't make you flip over your couch cushions looking for spare change, I don't know what will. So if you're holding a penny from Denver, minted just a few years ago, hang tight. We're gonna talk about why it's worth so much, what makes it special, and how you might have one in your house right now without even knowing it. Also, I'm gonna tell you a quick story about how I almost used one of these $1 million coins to scrape gum off my shoe. True story. Let's start with the basics. The 2021 D penny, the D stands for Denver, where the coin was minted. It features good old Abe Lincoln, facing right, looking presidential as always. On the reverse side, you've got the Union Shield design, introduced in 2010. Pretty standard stuff, but the magic is in the details, folks. Because not every 2021 D penny is worth $1 million. You're looking for that one in a million variety. Literally. And now here's where things get spicy. The $1 million version of this coin is a rare error coin. That means something went a little sideways during production at the mint. It could be a double die error, a misaligned die, a struck-through grease, or a combination of minting anomalies that makes the coin stand out from the billions of others. And collectors? Oh, they go wild for that kind of thing. To them, it's like Pokemon, you gotta catch 'em all. Or in this case, collect them all. And if you've got a rare 2021 D penny with a certified error, graded and slabbed, you're sitting on a serious chunk of change. Some even say the $1 million specimen has a double die on Abe's eye and a die crack running across the shield. Talk about a coin with character. Alright, story time. So, I was cleaning out my junk drawer, you know, the one with expired coupons, batteries that may or may not be dead, and enough paper clips to build a small robot. Anyway, I dumped out a bag of random change, and this one penny caught my eye. It had a weird shine to it. Something about the way Lincoln's face looked, it just didn't seem right. I grabbed it to scrape some gum off the bottom of my sneaker. That's right. I almost used a $1.1 million coin as a boot scraper, but just as I was bending down, my wife walked by and said, "You still collecting those weird error coins or just making art out of pocket change?" That little comment saved me. I took a second look, pulled out my magnifying glass. Yes, I have one, don't judge, and boom. Double die. Small die crack across the shield. I sent it off to get graded, and now, mine didn't end up being the $1 million one, but it did get me a solid $500 on eBay. Now if you're wondering what you should be looking for in your 2021 D pennies, here's a quick checklist. Look closely at Lincoln's eyes, nose, and the date. If they look like they'd had one too many cups of coffee and are vibrating slightly, you've got something. These look like tiny raised lines, usually across the shield on the back or through Lincoln's face. If the coin looks like it was stamped while the machine had a hiccup, keep it. These fetch more money even without an error. If you think you've got something, get it graded by PCGS or NGC. A slabbed coin is a happy coin. The certified 2021 D Lincoln penny with rare mint errors is currently valued around $1.1 million. Yep, it's real. Collectors and investors alike are hunting these coins down like they're made of gold, because modern error coins are gaining traction fast. In a world where inflation is nuts, gas prices are doing the cha-cha, and your 401k is playing hide and seek, people are looking for real, tangible assets, and rare coins check that box. Even more exciting? The price is trending upward. So if you're holding on to one, sit tight. That baby might go from $1.1 million to $1.5 in no time. If you're new to coin collecting and wondering where to start, don't worry, I got you. Start small. Grab a magnifying glass. Get familiar with US coin designs. Watch YouTube videos. Hey, like this one, coin collecting is like fishing. You'll toss your line 100 times and pull up nothing but bottle caps and old soda cans. But one day, you'll catch the $1 million marlin. And it will have Lincoln's face on it. So there you have it. The 2021 D Lincoln penny. Small. Shiny. Potentially worth more than a luxury house in the hills. Now before you go running to every vending machine and fountain in town, take a breath. Check your change. Look close. And keep your eyes peeled for those error signs. Because fortune doesn't always come in a treasure chest, sometimes it jingles in your pocket. And hey, if you found this video helpful, or at least mildly entertaining while you were pretending to work, smash that subscribe button. We've got more tips coming your way. More coins worth crazy money. More strategies to help you turn pocket change into actual change. Maybe even a few more embarrassing stories from yours truly. Keep flipping those pennies. Keep checking those nickels. And for the love of Abe, don't use a rare coin to scrape your shoes. Hey folks, grab your coffee, kick up your feet, and whatever you do, don't spend that penny just yet, because today, I'm about to tell you how one little copper-colored coin, a simple 2000 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, could make you richer than your neighbor who won fantasy football last year and hasn't shut up about it since. That's right, this tiny coin might be chilling in your pocket, hiding in the couch cushions, or worse, stuck under your car's floor mat. And guess what? It could be worth up to $1.2 million. Now, before you start tearing apart your glove box or flipping over your kid's piggy bank, let's dive into what makes this little coin such a hidden gem. We'll talk about what to look for, how it got so valuable, and I'll even share a personal story about the time I almost threw away a fortune. Almost. We're looking at the 2000 Lincoln cent. You know the one, old Abe sitting there looking serious, probably judging us all from his copper throne. What makes this one special is that it has no mint mark. That's key. Most coins minted in Philadelphia don't have a mint mark, so that part's not shocking. The rare, high-value versions of this coin weren't just made in Philly. They were part of a small batch that came out with a striking error, specifically, a unique blend of planchet composition and die variation that slipped through the cracks of the US Mint. We're talking off-metal strikes, minor doubling errors, and perfect red-brown luster that just doesn't fade over time. Now, if you're not a coin nerd, that probably sounded like a mouthful of gobbledygook, but hang with me. Basically, the coin was made a little different, kind of like how grandma's homemade cookies always taste better than store-bought. Something about it just hits different, and because of that difference, collectors go nuts for it. One pristine 2000 no mint mark Lincoln penny, with the right features, sold for $1.2 million at auction. I mean, that's a house. That's a yacht. That's a very fancy shed in California. Let me break down what to look for so you're not out there hoarding every penny like a raccoon with copper fever. Easy. If there's a D or S under the date, it's not the one. You want a clean coin under the year 2000. If you can see the individual hairlines and the coin hasn't been worn smooth by years of being in vending machines and washing machines, you've got something. Mint red or red-brown coins hold higher value. If it's shiny like a new penny and hasn't gone dull and brown, that's a good sign. This ain't the time to love a rough around the edges coin. The value plummets with any major nicks, dings, or, heaven forbid, someone used it to scratch off a lotto ticket. If you see doubling, off-center strikes, or a weird outline where it looks like Abe's having an out-of-body experience, don't panic. That could be money. And now let me tell you about the time I almost threw one away. No joke, a few years ago I was cleaning out an old coin jar, one of those dusty glass jugs that sits in the corner collecting spare change and dead spiders. I wasn't even really paying attention, just tossing pennies into a donation bag. But then this one coin caught my eye. It looked different. Brighter. Smoother. And Abe Lincoln looked more sculpted than usual, like he'd been hitting the gym. Something told me to hold on to it. So I tossed it in a drawer and forgot about it. Fast forward a few weeks. I'm at a local coin show with a buddy, and we're poking around. I mentioned the penny to a dealer, who asks me to bring it in next time. Long story short, his eyes nearly popped out of his head when I showed it to him. He said I was holding something very rare. It wasn't the $1 million version, but let me tell you, it still fetched a tidy little stack of cash. Enough to pay off my water bill, buy a new grill, and get my dog groomed twice. That's when I realized just how much value is literally lying around in plain sight. These coins are like mini lottery tickets, folks. And they're not making any more of them. Well, if you're someone who thinks pennies are useless, think again. That little 2000 Lincoln cent could be your ticket to a new car, a bigger house, or just a darn good vacation in the Bahamas where drinks are fruity and life is breezy. Take the time to check your change, inspect that old coin jar, and for goodness sake, don't throw out your pennies without giving them a second look. You never know what treasures are hiding in plain sight. And if you liked this video, and want more tips on coins worth real money, tricks for spotting rare finds, and strategies for building a collection that could make you the hero at family barbecues, hit that subscribe button. It's free, it's easy, and it might just make you rich. And don't forget to tap the like button and share this video with your friends. Especially that one guy who still carries cash. He might be sitting on a gold mine and doesn't even know it. Alright folks, listen up. Before you toss that penny you just found under your couch, you might want to hear this first. That little copper coin could be worth more than your car, your house, and your cousin's sketchy crypto investments combined. I'm talking a jaw-dropping, wallet-expanding $1.3 million, and yep, it's just a 2016 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Sounds crazy, right? Now hold on to your coffee because this ain't just another pocket change conspiracy. This is the real deal. In this video, we're gonna break down why this penny is worth more than a Lamborghini, what to look for, how to know if you have one, and my own embarrassing story that ended in me diving through a vacuum cleaner bag.so. Go grab your coin jar, slap the like button like it just said something rude about your mama, and let's dig into the $1 million mystery hiding in plain sight. Now when we're talking about the 2016 Lincoln penny, you're probably picturing that classic copper look, Abraham Lincoln's solemn face, and a reverse side showing the Lincoln Memorial. And you'd be right, mostly. But the one we're looking for? It's missing something. No mint mark. That little letter, usually a D for Denver or a P for Philadelphia, it's just gone. Totally MIA. Now you might be thinking, wait, a missing mint mark? That's just a regular Philly penny, right? Normally, yes. Philadelphia usually doesn't stamp a mint mark on pennies. So why is this one so special? Not all no mint mark 2016 pennies are created equal. There's a very specific error variant out there that collectors have gone absolutely bonkers for. This particular coin is missing the mint mark and features what's known as a double die obverse, meaning Lincoln's features, his nose, mouth, and the text like, "In God We Trust," look like they're shadowed or doubled. Think of it like Lincoln's had a few too many cups of strong coffee and he's seeing double, but in metal form, rarity. Only a few have been confirmed in pristine condition. And when coin collectors smell a rare error, they open their wallets faster than your buddy who just realized Taco Bell's doing a midnight happy hour. Now let's talk market value. One of these bad boys, flawless condition, double die, no mint mark, sold at auction for $1.3 million. That's a whole lot of Abe Lincolns for one Abe Lincoln. Story time. So here's where things get personal. A few years ago, I heard rumors about the 2016 no mint mark penny and thought, I'm gonna be a millionaire. I grabbed every jar of coins I had, every drawer, even checked between the couch cushions like a raccoon looking for snacks. That is a dark, dusty, disgusting place, and if your spouse sees you doing it, they'll assume you've finally lost it. Long story short, I found a 2016 penny, and it looked promising. I squinted. Held it to the light. No mint mark. I was sweating. Then I realized it was scratched. Just plain old wear and tear. Turns out I had found a coin worth 1 cent, and lost my dignity in a bag of lint. But hey, you live, you learn, and you laugh. Use a magnifier. Look closely at Liberty, In God We Trust, and Lincoln's profile. If things look a bit doubled, you might be onto something. The cleaner, crisper, shinier the coin, the more it's worth. These $1 million ones? They're what we call MS67 or higher, mint state, meaning no wear, and just about perfect. If you think you have a winner, don't run to the pawn shop just yet. Get it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. They'll authenticate it and tell you where it stands on the value ladder. You might find one worth a few $100, or maybe just a few cents. But hey, the fun is in the hunt. You never know, your next grocery store penny could be the ticket to your dream vacation or a debt-free life. Check change from vending machines, toll booths, and fast food joints. That's where these little gems love to hide. Think of them like introverted millionaires, quiet, humble, and hiding in plain sight. The 2016 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny isn't just any coin. It could be a life changer. But only if you know what to look for. Keep an eye out for no mint marks, doubling effects, and pristine condition. Look, I'm not saying you'll get rich overnight digging through your spare change, but stranger things have happened. Somebody once paid $120,000 for a banana duct taped to a wall. Remember that. If you enjoyed this video and want more crazy coin stories, tips on spotting rare finds, and maybe a few more tales of me crawling around the house like a broke Indiana Jones, hit that subscribe button like it owes you money. Turn on notifications so you don't miss out on the next treasure hunt. Drop a comment if you've ever found a rare coin or just want to share your worst penny hunting fail. We've all been there. Alright, folks, grab your magnifying glasses and maybe even your old sock drawer, because today we're talking about a regular old penny that could turn you into a millionaire. Yep, a single copper-colored coin, the kind you might find stuck under your car seat or lost in the couch cushions, could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.4 million. That's right, $1.4 million. For a penny. You can't even buy a stick of gum with it nowadays, but if you've got the right one, it could buy you a whole house, a new truck, and a lifetime supply of beef jerky. Today we're diving deep into the 1979 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. What makes this little guy so special? What should you be looking for? And how in the world does something that cost 1 cent end up commanding a price tag bigger than most people's life savings? I'm gonna break it all down for you. So grab your coin jar, sit back, and let's have a laugh or two while we learn something that could literally change your life. The humble beginnings of the 1979 penny. So let's start with a little backstory. The 1979 Lincoln penny is just one of billions that were minted that year. Nothing fancy at first glance. It's got Old Abe on the front, the Lincoln Memorial on the back, and unless you're paying real close attention, you might think it's just another throwaway coin. Most 1979 pennies have a little mint mark on the front, right under the date. It'll either be a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. But some of these pennies, very few of them, have no mint mark at all. And that's the one you want to pay attention to. That little missing letter is the $1 million detail. You see, coins without a mint mark were produced in Philadelphia, and normally that's not a big deal. But in rare cases, due to minting errors, die issues, or plain old weird mint magic, some of these coins have features that make collectors go nuts. Now, not every 1979 no mint mark penny is worth a fortune. Most are worth, well, exactly 1 cent. But a rare few have unique characteristics that send their value skyrocketing. That's right. The ones where something went wrong in the minting process. These errors could include things like where the design was stamped more than once, making the text or image look fuzzy, or doubled where the coin didn't quite sit right during minting and ends up looking wonky, where part of the coin has a blob or bump from a damaged die. That's coin nerds speak for. This penny was made on the wrong kind of metal. Now imagine combining no mint mark with one of these errors, and you've got yourself a rare coin. But here's the kicker. A 1979 Lincoln penny without a mint mark, in pristine uncirculated condition, with a dramatic mint error, and graded by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC, has sold at auction for $1.4 million. Let me tell you a quick story. Back in the day, I used to work at a gas station. You wouldn't believe the amount of change I'd handle in a single shift. Quarters, dimes, nickels, and of course, pennies by the handful. One night, this old guy comes in and pays for his gas with exact change, and I swear, one of the pennies looked weird. It was super shiny, no mint mark, and the design looked off, like Abe Lincoln was trying to look sideways or something. I thought, just a weird coin, and tossed it into the register. Fast forward 10 years and I'm scrolling through YouTube and see a video titled 1979 penny worth $1.4 million. My heart stopped. I swear that coin looked exactly like the one I saw at the register. Nope. Probably ended up in a Coinstar machine with a bunch of other ungrateful copper buddies. That's when I started seriously checking my change. And let me tell you, I haven't stopped since. Don't let that happen to you. Don't be me. Be smarter than the guy who gave away $1 million coin for a gallon of unleaded. How to tell if you've got the golden penny? Alright, so here's the part where you go from average Joe to coin detective. Look just below the date on the front of the coin. If there's no mint mark, you might be in business. Look for anything that looks unusual. Doubled text, off-center design, weird blobs or bumps. Is the coin shiny and uncirculated? Or does it look like it went through a lawnmower? Condition makes a huge difference. If you think you've got something special, send it to a professional grading service. Don't go listing it on eBay just yet. Look up sold auction prices for 1979 no mint mark pennies with similar features. That'll give you a ballpark figure. You might not strike gold right away, but hey, every treasure hunt starts with that first clue. So there you have it, folks. The 1979 no mint mark Lincoln penny might look like every other coin rattling around in your center console, but under the right circumstances, it could be worth $1.4 million. We're talking about one little penny that could change your life. One coin that could pay off your house, buy you that fishing boat, send the grandkids to college, or at the very least, fund a legendary road trip with plenty of barbecue stops along the way, and all you have to do is start looking. Go through those old jars, ask your relatives if they've got any coin collections lying around, and for the love of Abraham Lincoln, check your change before you spend it. If you enjoyed this video and you want more tips on coins that are actually worth money, real money, not just pocket change, then hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications. I've got a ton of secrets, stories, and strategies to share that could help you turn a handful of coins into cold hard cash. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Go check your pockets, and who knows? You might be holding the $1 million penny right now. Alright folks, let me hit you with a question right out the gate. When's the last time you really looked at a penny? I mean really looked. Not just saw it lying in your car's cup holder, covered in lint and old French fry salt, but actually picked it up and studied it. Because let me tell you, there's a 1998 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny floating around out there that's worth more than a Lamborghini. That's right. One single copper-colored coin, just like the one you probably ignored last week, is worth a jaw-dropping $1.5 million today. Now before you start flipping your couch cushions or knocking over your kid's piggy bank, stick around. We're diving deep into this little treasure. I'll break down why it's worth so much, how to tell if your 1998 penny is the golden goose, and I've even got a wild little personal story about a penny that changed everything for me. This is gonna be fun, it's gonna be informative, and who knows, by the end of this video, you just might be a millionaire. Or at least have a really good reason to clean out your junk drawer. First things first. Let's talk about what a mint mark even is. It's that little letter on a coin that tells you where it was made. Most US pennies have either a P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, or S for San Francisco. But occasionally, one slips through the cracks with no mint mark at all. And when that happens in a year it shouldn't, like 1998, it grabs the attention of collectors faster than grandma grabs a coupon for 50 cents off prune juice. Well, most 1998 pennies were struck at either the Philadelphia or Denver mint. The Philly mint didn't usually put a P on the penny, so when we say no mint mark, we're not just talking about business as usual. The one that's worth big bucks is believed to be a special off-metal error or a proof coin that accidentally got into circulation. Basically, it's a misfit. A 1 in a million mistake that now has collectors drooling and auctioneers raising their eyebrows so high they could launch into orbit. Now, let's talk numbers. This particular coin hit the auction block and sent shockwaves through the numismatic world. That's just a fancy word for coin collectors, but it sounds like something out of Star Trek, doesn't it? The reason it's worth $1.5 million boils down to three things. There's only one or two confirmed to exist in mint condition. We're talking about coins graded MS-70 or close. That means mint state, no scratches, no gum stuck to it, not even a fingerprint. Collectors love a good mystery. And this coin's origin story is still debated, which makes it even more valuable. Like the Bigfoot of pennies, except this one fits in your wallet and doesn't need a forest to hide in. Alright, time to play treasure hunter. If you've got a 1998 penny, here's what to look for and no signs of circulation. Basically, it should look like it was printed yesterday, and if you really think you've got something special, don't clean it. That's the number one mistake people make. Cleaning a rare coin is like giving your grandma a mohawk. No one's impressed and it just lowers the value. Get it graded by a reputable company like PCGS or NGC. They'll let you know if you're holding onto pocket change or the next six-figure superstar. Now let me tell you about the time I almost threw away a fortune. A couple years ago, I was at my buddy Mike's house. We were playing poker, and I used change to buy into the game because, well, I was broke. One of the pennies I tossed into the pile had a weird shine to it. It was a 1983 penny, no mint mark, and something just looked different. Mike grabbed it, said, "I'll keep this one," and I shrugged it off. Fast forward 3 weeks. Mike calls me up like he's won the lottery. Turns out, that weird-looking penny was worth $12,000. Not 1.5 million, but still. That coin paid for his car repairs, 2 new tires, and a weekend trip to Vegas. I learned my lesson. Ever since then, I check every coin that passes through my hands. Gas station, drive-thru, couch cushions, you name it. I'm like a treasure hunter with bad knees, and I've never played poker with Mike again. Not out of spite, I just can't afford the risk. Now if you don't have the magical 1998 no mint mark penny, don't worry. There are other rare pennies out there that are still worth a small fortune, and that's just scratching the surface. You don't need to be Indiana Jones to find treasure, just a guy with a coin jar and a little curiosity. Alright, coin hunters, we've reached the end of our shiny little journey through time, treasure, and tiny copper dreams. The 1998 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is proof that big things really do come in small packages. And that sometimes, the key to $1 million payday is sitting in the bottom of your pocket, stuck between a gum wrapper and a rogue paper clip. So here's what I want you to do. After this video, go grab that jar of coins you've been ignoring for 10 years. Spread those pennies out like you're sifting for gold, because who knows, maybe you are. And if you love this kind of info, if you want more tips on coins worth real money, collecting strategies, how to tell a valuable coin from a fake, or just want to hear more wild coin stories from guys like me who once gave away $12,000 at a poker table, smash that subscribe button. Hit the bell so you never miss a beat. Give this video a thumbs up if you've ever picked up a penny off the ground. And drop a comment below if you think you've got something special hiding in your pocket change. I'd love to hear your stories, or better yet, help you figure out if you're sitting on a fortune. Alright, listen up folks. What if I told you that the penny you flicked into a fountain last week might have been worth more than your car? Or even your house? Yeah, that copper-looking coin you thought was just spare change could actually be worth a jaw-dropping $1.6 million. I know what you're thinking, yeah right, what's next, a nickel that buys me a yacht? But stick around, because today we're diving deep into one of the most surprising hidden treasures in your pocket change, the legendary 2014 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. This is not a drill. This tiny coin has made big waves in the world of collectors and investors. And the kicker? It's not from ancient Rome or even the 1800s, it's from 2014. You probably had one in your hand at some point and didn't even know it. And by the end of this video, you're gonna know exactly what to look for, how to spot the $1 million magic, and what makes this penny so special. Plus, I've got a personal story that might just make you cry, laugh, or both. Let's jump into it, because you do not want to be the guy who accidentally gave away $1 million coin at the drive-thru window. So let's break this down. We're talking about the 2014 Abraham Lincoln penny. Sounds ordinary, right? But here's the kicker, it's a 2014 penny with no mint mark. That might sound like a factory oopsie, but in the world of coin collecting, that's exactly the kind of oops that makes collectors foam at the mouth. Most 2014 pennies were minted either in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. You'll usually see a little letter under the year, P for Philly, D for Denver, S for San Francisco. But the rarest of the rare? Those minted in Philly without a mint mark at all. That's where this story gets juicy. You see, the Philadelphia Mint has a weird relationship with mint marks. For years, they didn't even use one. Then they started, then stopped. It's like your friend who always cancels plans last minute, nobody really knows what they're doing. But every now and then, one of these coins slips through the cracks, minted in Philadelphia with no mark whatsoever. In the case of the 2014 no mint mark penny, it's believed that only a few thousand, or even just a few hundred, were released by mistake before the error was caught. And just like that, a plain OL penny became a collector's holy grail. Now don't go sprinting to your couch cushions just yet. A 2014 no mint mark penny is rare, but for it to be worth $1.6 million, it's gotta be in near perfect condition. I'm talking mint state. No scratches, no gum stuck to it, no signs of it being used to unscrew a battery cover or open a soda can. Grading plays a massive role here. If your penny is graded MS68 or higher, mint state 68 or above, that's when the value starts soaring like a jetpack fueled by pure copper dreams. The one that fetched over $1.6 million at auction? Immaculate. It looked like it had just come off the mint floor and floated down from heaven wrapped in bubble wrap. Here's the funny thing about money. The more messed up it is, when it comes to rare coins, the more it's worth. Welcome to the weird world of minting errors. The 2014 no mint mark penny is valuable largely because it wasn't supposed to exist. Think about that for a second. A screw-up made someone a millionaire. I've made plenty of mistakes in my life, and none of them paid me $1 million. Most of them just cost me my deposit or my dignity. So, what kind of errors should you look for? Missing mint marks, doubling in the lettering or image, misalignments, off-centers, die cracks. Anything that makes the coin look a bit off but still recognizable. These kinds of anomalies drive collectors wild, like cats with laser pointers. Now let me tell you a little story that still haunts me to this day. It was the summer of 2017. Hot, humid, and I was running late to meet a buddy for lunch. I'd stopped at a gas station, grabbed a bottle of water, and handed over a crumpled dollar in 4 pennies. Didn't even look at them. The cashier gave me a bored thanks, and I ran out. A few months later, I started getting into coin collecting. You know, just poking around online, watching videos, flipping through pocket change for fun. And then I saw it. A YouTube thumbnail that read 2014 no mint mark penny worth over $1 million. My stomach dropped. I remembered clear as day, one of those pennies I used that summer had no mint mark. It stood out. I actually looked at it because it looked weird, but I didn't think twice. To this day, I think about that cashier. Somewhere out there, someone might have turned my lunch penny into a millionaire's ticket. And I learned my lesson. Never, and I mean never, underestimate your spare change. So here's what you should do. First, go through your change jar, your junk drawer, your car cup holder, anywhere coins like to hide. Look for 2014 Lincoln pennies, and flip them over. Under the date, if there's no mint mark at all, you might be holding a treasure. And next, examine its condition. If it's shiny, flawless, and looks like it skipped the dirty change circuit, you're in luck. The next step? Take it to a certified coin dealer or submit it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. It costs a bit to get it graded, but if it turns out to be legit, you'll be laughing all the way to the bank or the beach. Also, don't forget online marketplaces. Keep an eye on sites like eBay, Heritage Auctions, or Great Collections. Not only can you see how much people are asking for these coins, but you might stumble on one listed by someone who has no idea what they've got. And let's be honest, who doesn't want to be the Indiana Jones of pocket change? So let's bring it home. That humble little 2014 no mint mark Lincoln penny? It might look like something you'd ignore at the bottom of a washing machine, but it could be worth a staggering $1.6 million if it checks all the boxes. It's proof that treasure doesn't always come in a chest. It might be jingling in your jeans right now. Coin collecting isn't just for historians or folks with magnifying glasses strapped to their heads. It's for anyone who enjoys a little mystery, a little fun, and maybe, just maybe, wants to turn pennies into pure profit. All it takes is a sharp eye, a little knowledge, and a sprinkle of luck. And hey, if you enjoyed this video and want more tips on how to turn your spare change into serious cash, hit that subscribe button. Like, right now. Don't wait until you accidentally give away a goldmine at the car wash. Smash that bell so you never miss a coin worth money, and drop a comment below if you've got any crazy coin stories of your own. Hey folks, quick question for you. What's the most valuable thing you've ever accidentally found? Maybe a $20 bill in an old coat? A forgotten birthday card with cash still in it? Well, what if I told you there's a tiny copper coin, maybe even sitting in your junk drawer right now, that could be worth $1.7 million? Today, we're diving headfirst into one of the most exciting discoveries in modern coin collecting, the elusive, mysterious, and now wildly valuable 1987 no mint mark Lincoln penny. So buckle up, keep your hands out of the couch cushions for now, and let's find out why this little coin is punching way above its weight in today's collector market. 1987, a good year. Gas was cheap, the stock market was wild, and people were still rocking mullets like they were going out of style. Abraham Lincoln was chilling on the penny like he'd been since 1909, nothing seemed out of the ordinary. But as it turns out, 1987 gave us one of the rarest and most valuable pennies in circulation history. Most 1987 pennies were minted either in Philadelphia or Denver. Philadelphia coins have no mint mark, while Denver ones have a little D on them. But what makes this 1987 no mint mark penny so special isn't just the lack of a mint mark. It's the way it was struck, the material it was struck on, and just how few were actually made under this oddball condition. See, most 1987 pennies were made from a copper-plated zinc blend. But a few, and I mean a few, were mistakenly struck on bronze planchets. That's right, these were leftover blanks from before 1982, when pennies were still being made of 95% copper. Someone at the mint must have been sleep-deprived or just really nostalgic, because somehow these old bronze blanks made their way into the press and came out looking just like any regular OL penny, except they're not. And get this, one of these bad boys recently sold for $1.7 million at a private auction. That's right, some lucky soul found one of these in an old coin jar, got it authenticated, and boom, early retirement money. And now I know what you're thinking, come on, what are the chances of finding one? Well, let me hit you with some perspective. These coins were circulated. That means they're not hiding in some collector's vault or behind bulletproof glass. They've been spent at gas stations, dropped in vending machines, used to buy candy bars and parking meters. Which means one of them could be sitting in your change bowl right now, and don't even get me started on condition. If your 1987 no mint mark penny has that unique bronze composition and it's in good shape, I'm talking uncirculated, full detail, shiny like a new penny at the mint, that's when the big bucks roll in. But even circulated versions are bringing in thousands, and I mean thousands. Graded examples in less than perfect condition have sold for 5 figures. That's more than some used cars. Let me tell you a quick story. A few years back, I was helping my uncle clean out his garage. You know, dust, spiderwebs, the usual old guy stuff. He had this ancient Folgers coffee can full of change. Said it had been sitting there since the 80s. I kid you not, I pulled out a 1987 penny with no mint mark. Thought nothing of it at the time. It went into the Coinstar pile. Fast forward a few months, I'm knee-deep into coin collecting videos like the one you're watching now, and I realize I could have been holding a jackpot and didn't even check the weight or the material. Let's just say I still bring it up at Thanksgiving, and Uncle Joe still gives me the side eye. And now if you want to know whether your 1987 penny is one of the valuable ones, here's what to do: weigh it. A standard copper-plated zinc penny weighs 2.5 grams. A bronze penny? That baby clocks in around 3.11 grams. Get yourself a digital scale. They're like $10 online. Look at the color and luster. Bronze coins tend to have a richer, darker tone than the modern zinc ones. They age differently too. Magnify the details. Look for a strong strike, especially in the details on Abe's beard, the lettering, and the Lincoln Memorial on the back. The clearer the detail, the higher the grade. Send it for grading. If you think you've got something, don't sit on it. Send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll authenticate it, grade it, and certify it. That's how you get the real money. A circulated but verified bronze 1987 penny, around $10,000 to $30,000 depending on where. One of the few pristine examples with full red luster and verified composition? We're talking auction house, velvet gloves, and up to $1.70 million. You don't need to be a millionaire to get into this game. All it takes is curiosity, a coin jar, and a little know-how. And maybe, just maybe, a pinch of luck. So, next time you're about to dump your change into a Coinstar, take a moment. Flip through those pennies. You might just be holding a copper miracle from 1987. It's like hitting the lottery, but instead of a ticket, it's a coin that's been hiding in plain sight for decades. And if you found today's video helpful, or if you're now frantically digging through your couch cushions, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I've got plenty more tips, tricks, and wild stories from the world of coin collecting coming your way. Who knew old change could be this exciting? Smash the like button if you enjoyed this video. Share it with a friend who always pays in cash. And comment below, have you ever found a rare? Alright, folks, buckle up because today we're diving into a coin that might just be hiding in your junk drawer, your couch cushions, or that old coffee can on Grandpa's workbench. This isn't your average pocket change. We're talking about a little copper-colored miracle from Denver that's shaking up the coin world. Yep, I'm talking about the 2060 Lincoln penny. And no, your ears aren't playing tricks on you. One of these babies is worth a jaw-dropping $1.8 million. That's right. $1.8 million. For a penny. That's 180 million% return on investment if you're doing the math, which I'm not, because I still count on my fingers. Now I know what you're thinking. Why would anyone pay that much for a penny? And my answer is: welcome to the wild world of coin collecting, my friend. This ain't monopoly money, it's real cash, and it's happening right under our noses. So grab a cup of coffee, kick back, and let me tell you the story of how a 2060 Lincoln penny turned into a millionaire's dream, and how you might have one of your own without even knowing it. The 2060 Lincoln penny, minted in Denver, like the deed tells us, looks pretty standard at first glance. You've got Honest Abe sitting there on the front, looking sharp as ever. The reverse shows the classic Lincoln Memorial. Everything seems normal, right? There's one specific variety, an ultra-rare error coin, that slipped through the cracks of the US Mint. And it's that little mistake that has coin collectors drooling harder than a hound dog at a barbecue. This particular coin is believed to have a double die obverse. That means the image on the front was struck twice by the die, just slightly off. So when you look closely at Abe's face, the inscriptions, or the date, it all looks a little wonky. It's like Abe had one too many cups of coffee and started seeing double. That's worth millions? And yes, buddy, it absolutely is. Because in the world of coins, mistakes can be money. Lots of money. On top of the double die, some of these rare 2060 Lincoln pennies also show signs of a misaligned die or an off-center strike, which basically means the coin got punched like a misbehaving piñata at the mint. The key is the combination of errors, the rarity of the coin, and the pristine condition it was found in. One of these pennies, found in near-perfect condition, what collectors call mint state, sold at auction for $1.8 million. And yes, it actually happened. That's a mansion, a Lambo, or 180 million trips to the dollar store. Take your pick. Now let me get real with you for a second. I remember a time, maybe 10 years ago, I was at my grandpa's house helping him clean out his old tool shed. You know the type: dusty shelves, rusty nails, coffee cans full of nuts, bolts, and random screws. So I pick up this one can, hear that beautiful clink of change, and think, hey, let's see what kind of treasures he's got in here. Tons of them. Most were covered in grime from decades of hard work and neglect. But one caught my eye, a shiny 2060 penny that looked like it was in better shape than the others. I tossed it in my pocket, totally unaware I might have been walking off with a coin that could buy me a house. I eventually checked it and nope, not the $1 million version. But it did teach me one thing: check your coins. Seriously. You never know what's hiding in plain sight. That penny almost ended up buying me a soda. Imagine how bad I'd feel if it was the jackpot version. So here's what you need to look for if you're digging through your change, hoping to strike copper gold, especially on the words "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date. The less worn, the better. That shiny new look could be worth a mint. Literally. That reddish copper tone means it's been well preserved, and if you find one that seems off, don't clean it. Cleaning it can destroy the value. Instead, put it in a little protective holder and get it evaluated by a professional coin grader. We're talking PCGS or NGC, these guys know their stuff, and let's not forget the magic number here, 2060. That little D under the date is your first clue you might be holding a Denver minted legend. So, to wrap it all up, the 2060 Lincoln penny isn't just a hunk of copper, it's a modern-day treasure. And it's out there, maybe even in your car's cup holder or stuck behind your washing machine. It's easy to ignore the little things. A penny here, a penny there. But as we've just seen, one lucky cent could change your life. Not bad for something most of us toss in a tip jar and forget about. Can you imagine walking into a coin shop with a handful of pennies and walking out a millionaire? That's the dream, my friend. And it's not just fantasy, it's happening to regular folks who pay attention, do their homework, and check their change. So here's what I want you to do right now. Seriously, go grab that old coin jar, dump it out on the table, and start searching. You might not find the $1.8 million penny today, but who knows? Maybe tomorrow. And if you like this kind of content, if you want more tips, coin values, and secrets that most folks have no clue about, hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and give that like button a little love too. It helps the channel more than you know, and hey, drop a comment down below if you've ever found a rare coin, or if you think you've got a 2060 with something funky going on. I love hearing your stories, and who knows, I might even feature one in the next video.